We are gonna make an Instapot arm roast. I'm gonna go cut some herbs from the garden. We've got our arm roast seasoned. We're gonna put the bone in there as well, just for some extra flavor. I always use my own herbs when I can. So right now we've got sage and oregano and thyme that has gone just crazy. So I'm gonna be clipping some of that. The recipe actually calls for 12 ounces of beer, but I'm a recovering alcoholic, so I don't use beer. And so I always just use some, beef broth or bone broth that I've had on hand in the freezer, and I'll just use some of that instead of any kind of alcohol. And I'll usually use white wine vinegar if it calls for white wine, mixed with water, just to change the flavor. It does change the recipe a lot, but I can't have alcohol on hand, so that just is that. So we're gonna clip some thyme and some sage and call it good for this one. I don't like wasting anything, so I put the rest of the scrap meat in a pot to simmer for the dog. I don't usually put herbs or anything else in the dog's scraps that I cook up. I just slow simmer any of the scrap meat that I have for him, and I don't put any salt or anything in there, and then I'll just kind of add it instead of his food, because I just really don't like wasting anything, and sometimes I feel like I'm wasting a lot of meat because we have a really dull knife that I just can't seem to get sharp. So I don't want to waste it, so I cook it up for him. And you like it, don't you? You like it? Yes, you do. It's so good. Good boy. All right, so we've got our arm roast seasoned in there with apple cider vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, and about 16 ounces of bone broth that I had in the freezer, and some herbs. Also maybe a half of an onion and like 4 cloves of garlic. And we're gonna put the Instapot lid on. And there you have it. It just falls apart. That is good meat.